The smell of my mother's pot roast filled the dining room, but I'd lost my appetite an hour ago. Sunday dinner at my parents' house in suburban Phoenix had become a monthly ritual I'd started dreading 6 months earlier, right around the time my younger sister Emma finished her medical residency. "So, Maya," my father said, cutting into his meat with the precision he brought to everything. "Emma tells us the clinic offered her a partnership track. Associate physician with equity potential. 28 years old and already building real wealth." Emma smiled modestly, though her eyes sparkled. "It's just a preliminary discussion, Dad. Nothing's finalized." Still, my mother chimed in, passing the green beans. "It's incredible. Dr. Emma Chen. I tell everyone at Bridge Club." I pushed a carrot around my plate. "That's great, Em. Really. What about you, Maya?" my Aunt Linda asked from across the table. She'd been invited last minute, which meant my mother wanted an audience. "Still working at that little restaurant? What's it called again?" "Ember," I said quietly. "It's called Ember." Right. She waved her hand dismissively. "One of those trendy gastropub things. How's that going?" "It's fine. Busy season." My father set down his fork. "Maya, you're 31 years old. When are you going to think seriously about your future? Emma's building equity in a medical practice. You're still playing around in kitchens." The word stung because he'd used them before. Playing around. Like the 14-hour days I worked, the burns on my forearms, the years of training meant nothing. "I'm not playing around, Dad. I'm a sous chef. It's a real career." Emma reached for her wine glass. "I think what Dad means is, when are you going to aim higher? I mean, sous chef is good, but you've been doing that for what, 3 years now? Shouldn't you be advancing?" My mother nodded enthusiastically. "Exactly. Emma was only in residency for 3 years, and look at her now. Maybe you should think about culinary school administration or food service management. Something with benefits and retirement." "I went to culinary school," I said. "The Culinary Institute of America. You came to my graduation." "Yes, but that was 7 years ago," my father said. "What have you done since then? You're still working for someone else, taking orders, coming home smelling like fryer grease." I'd stopped telling them about my achievements years ago. The James Beard semi-finalist nomination when I was 27. The write-up in Food and Wine. The invitation to compete on Iron Chef that I declined because I was developing a new menu. They'd somehow turned each accomplishment into a question. "But do you own the restaurant? Does that pay extra? When will you settle down?" "I'm doing fine," I said, keeping my voice level. "I love what I do." "Love doesn't pay the bills," Aunt Linda said. "Emma has a real profession. A doctor. That's something to be proud of." Emma didn't correct her. She never did. My mother stood to clear plates. "Oh. Before I forget, Emma, we need to finalize numbers for your birthday dinner. I've invited 43 people so far. We're thinking Maestro's Steakhouse, the private room." "Sounds perfect, Mom." Emma beamed. "Maya, you'll help with the costs, won't you?" My mother didn't look at me as she stacked plates. "It's your sister's 30th birthday. A big milestone. We're thinking $200 per person for the prix-fixe menu and wine pairings." I did the math instantly. "That's $8,600. "We'll split it 4 ways," my father said. "Your mother and I will cover half. You and Emma split the rest. So $2,150 each. That's reasonable." Emma was the birthday girl. I'd be paying $2,150 to celebrate her while she paid the same amount. The inequality was so normalized no one even noticed. "I don't think I can afford." "Oh, come on," Emma interrupted. "You make decent money at that restaurant. This is nothing for you. It's my 30th birthday, Maya. Don't be difficult." My mother returned with dessert. "It's settled then. Maya, I'll need your credit card by Tuesday for the deposit. The restaurant needs $4,300 down, and your father's card is maxed from the house renovations." The house renovations. Another $15,000 project IED contributed $3,000 to, while Emma paid nothing because she was just starting out at a job that paid $180,000 annually. My salary at Ember was $62,000, good for a sous chef at an independent restaurant, but nothing compared to my sister's income. "I'll think about it," I said. My father's expression hardened. "You'll think about your own sister's birthday? I just need to check my account." "This is exactly what I'm talking about," he said, gesturing with his fork. "You can't even commit to $2,150 without checking your account. If you had a real career like Emma, this wouldn't be an issue. But instead, you're still playing chef, living paycheck to paycheck." "I'm not living paycheck to paycheck." "Then the money shouldn't be a problem," my mother said brightly, cutting into her apple pie. "It's settled. I'll text you the restaurant's payment link tomorrow." I felt my phone buzz in my pocket but ignored it. I'd learned not to check messages at family dinners, They turned it into a whole thing about millennial phone addiction once, even though Emma texted throughout meals constantly. You know what I think? Aunt Linda leaned forward conspiratorially. Maya needs to find a nice man who can support her. Then she could do her cooking as a hobby. Emma doesn't need that, she's got her career, but Maya could benefit from settling down. Emma laughed. Aunt Linda, it's 2024. Women don't need men to support them. Some women, Aunt Linda said pointedly, looking at me. My phone buzzed again. Then again. Someone popular tonight, Emma said with a smirk. Let me guess, the restaurant wondering if you can cover a shift? I pulled out my phone, ready to silence it, when I saw the sender, Ramsay Restaurant Group. My heart stopped. The preview showed, urgent, offer confirmation required. Maya, put the phone away, my mother said. We're having family time. But I'd already opened the email. The message was from Jennifer Huang, Director of Operations for Gordon Ramsay North America. I.D. interviewed with her 3 weeks ago in Los Angeles, a secret trip I.D. told my family was a work conference. The interview had been intense, 8 hours including a practical cooking test, panel interviews, menu development presentation, and a 30-minute video call with Chef Ramsay himself. I'd sent my application 4 months earlier, never expecting a response. Ramsay Restaurant Group received thousands of applications for executive positions. The head chef role at the New Vegas location was rumored to be one of the most coveted positions in American fine dining. Dear Maya, we are thrilled to formally offer you the position of executive head chef at Gordon Ramsay Las Vegas, opening March 2024. After extensive interviews and consultation with Chef Ramsay personally, we unanimously agreed you are the perfect leader for this flagship location. Compensation package: base salary, $250,000 annually. Performance bonuses, up to $50,000, benefits package valued at $35,000, equity participation in restaurant profits, relocation assistance, $25,000, housing stipend, $3,000 monthly for first-year. Chef Ramsay specifically noted your brilliant modern take on American regional cuisine and your natural leadership presence. He's looking forward to working with you directly during the opening phase. We need confirmation by Wednesday, November 15th, 72 hours from now. Please call my cell, 310-555-0147. Welcome to the Ramsay family. Jennifer Huang, Director of Operations, RRG North America. I read it 3 times, my hands trembling. $250,000 base salary. $300,000 total package. Equity. Gordon Ramsay had personally approved me. I looked up. My family was still talking, their voices washing over me like distant waves. And maybe Maya could do some cooking classes on the side, my mother was saying. Teach housewives how to make pasta or something. That could bring in extra income. Still playing chef while your sister runs her clinic, my father added with a laugh. The others joined in. I set my phone face up on the table. I need to make a call, I said quietly. Now? Emma rolled her eyes. During dessert? It's important. More important than family? My mother looked hurt. I stood, picking up my phone. Yes, actually. Much more important. I walked to my parents' back patio, hands shaking as I dialed Jennifer's number. She answered on the first ring. Maya. I hoped you'd call tonight. Did you get our email? Yes. I just opened it. And? Her voice was warm, excited. Please tell me you're saying yes. Chef Ramsay is in London right now, but he wanted me to call him the moment I heard from you. I thought about the dining room behind me. The dismissal. The mockery. The casual cruelty disguised as concern. Yes, I said. I accept. Jennifer actually squealed. Oh my God, this is perfect. Okay, I'm calling Chef now. Maya, this is huge. This location is going to be the crown jewel of the North American operation. $12 million build out. You'll have a team of 45. We're talking Michelin star potential. I understand. Perfect. I'm sending the formal contract tonight. Sign and return by Wednesday. We announce the appointment publicly next Monday. We redoing a press release because this opening is major news. Food media is already asking questions. Can you come to Vegas next week to see the space? Absolutely. Brilliant. Maya, Chef is going to be so pleased. He fought for you, you know. There were other candidates with more media experience, but he said you had something special. Real talent and real humility. We spoke for 10 more minutes about logistics, timelines, and the announcement strategy. When I hung up, I stood on the patio for a moment, letting the cool November air calm me. Through the glass door, I could see my family still at the table. Emma was showing my mother something on her phone, probably pictures from the clinic. My father was pouring himself another scotch. Aunt Linda was eating a second slice of pie. I walked back inside. Finally, Emma said. Was that your restaurant begging you to work Thanksgiving? God, Maya, you need to set boundaries. I sat down and picked up my fork, taking a bite of pie I didn't taste. Actually, it was about a new job. Oh? My mother perked up. Did you apply somewhere with better hours? Maybe a corporate cafeteria? Those have great benefits. Something like that. My father grunted. Well, anything's better than that gastropub nonsense. What's the position? Executive head chef. Emma snorted. Where? At a nursing home? Maya, be serious. I am serious. Okay, where? She leaned back, amused. Some new restaurant that'll probably close in 6 months like most of them do. Before I could answer, my phone rang. Unknown number, but with a UK country code. +44. My heart hammered. I knew exactly who it was. I need to take this, I said. Maya. My mother's voice was sharp. This is ridiculous. We're having family time. I answered the call and stepped away from the table again. Maya? Gordon Ramsay. His voice was unmistakable, that particular blend of British accent and intensity that had made him famous. Chef Ramsay, hi. I tried to keep my voice steady. Jennifer just rang me. You said yes? Yes, chef. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look, I'm going to be straight with you, we had serious candidates for this position. Chefs with Michelin experience, people from top New York kitchens. But when I watched your practical, when I saw how you led your team during that challenge, I knew. You've got it. That thing you can't teach. Thank you, chef. I'm honored. You should be. This is a massive opportunity, but it's also going to be the hardest thing you've ever done. We're aiming for a Michelin star within 18 months. That's the goal. Can you handle that? Yes, chef. Good. I'll be in Vegas for the opening. We'll work together on the final menu development. This is going to be something special, Maya. I feel it. We spoke for another 5 minutes, him outlining his vision, me asking questions about the kitchen setup and sourcing relationships. When we finally hung up, I stood in the hallway for a moment, processing what had just happened. Gordon Ramsay had called me personally. To welcome me. To tell me I had hit. I walked back into the dining room. Everyone looked up. Who was that? Emma demanded. You've been on the phone for 20 minutes. This is so rude. I sat down calmly. That was Gordon Ramsay. Silence. Then Emma laughed. Right. And I'm having drinks with the Surgeon General tomorrow. I'm serious. Maya, my father said impatiently, enough with the jokes. We need to finalize this birthday dinner situation. Are you committing to the $2,150 or not? No, I said simply. I'm not. My mother gasped. You're refusing to celebrate your own sister's birthday? I'm not refusing to celebrate. I'm refusing to pay $2,150 for a party I wasn't asked about or included in planning. Emma's face flushed. This is unbelievable. You know what? Fine. Be selfish. Mom and Dad can cover your portion because apparently your kitchen job doesn't pay enough for you to support your own family. My kitchen job, I said evenly, just offered me $300,000 a year. The room went completely silent. What? My mother whispered. The call I was on, that was Gordon Ramsay. Offering me the position of executive head chef at his new Las Vegas flagship restaurant. $250,000 base salary, $50,000 performance bonus potential, equity, relocation assistance, and benefits. The contract's being sent tonight. Emma's mouth opened, but no sound came out. You're lying, my father said, but his voice lacked conviction. I pulled up the email and slid my phone across the table to him. Read it yourself. He did. His face went pale. My mother grabbed the phone from him, reading frantically. This can't be real. Gordon Ramsay? The TV chef? The Michelin-starred restaurateur, I corrected. Yes. Aunt Linda leaned over to look. Oh my God. It's real. It says $250,000 right here. Emma snatched the phone, her hands shaking as she read. When she looked up, her expression was devastated. You make more than me? Starting in March, yes. But, you're a chef. I'm a doctor. You're an associate physician. I'm an executive head chef at what will be one of the most prestigious restaurants in the country. Different industries have different compensation structures. My father was still staring at the email. Why didn't you tell us you were interviewing? Because every time I've told you about my career achievements, you've dismissed them. The James Beard nomination? You asked if it came with a raise. The food and wine feature? You asked why I wasn't opening my own restaurant if I was so good. I stopped sharing because nothing was ever enough. That's not fair, my mother protested. We've always supported you. You've told me I'm playing chef for 7 years. You've suggested I become a cooking instructor for housewives, a cafeteria manager, a food service administrator, anything except what I actually am, which is a serious chef with serious talent. Emma set the phone down carefully. So what, you're moving to Vegas? Yes. In January. I'll be there for the build-out and training before the March opening. And you're just leaving? Abandoning the family? I looked at her steadily. You moved to Scottsdale for your residency. That was called pursuing your career. When I do the same thing, it's abandonment. No one had an answer for that. My mother's eyes filled with tears. But who will help with Sunday dinners? Who will watch the house when we travel? Who will? Emma lives 20 minutes away, I said. She can help. I'm busy with the clinic. Emma snapped. I don't have time for that kind of thing. Neither do I. Not anymore. My father cleared his throat. Well, this is unexpected. $300,000 that's significant money. It is. Perhaps we were too hasty in our assessment of your career trajectory. I almost laughed at his careful phrasing. Too hasty. Not wrong. Not cruel. Too hasty. Perhaps, I said. Emma was still staring at the email. Gordon Ramsay personally approved you. He called just now to welcome me to the team. We discussed menu development for the opening. I can't believe this. She shook her head slowly. All this time, we thought you were barely getting by. I've been making $62,000 a year at Ember. That's not barely getting by. But you all decided my career wasn't valuable because it didn't look like yours. Aunt Linda, who'd been silent during this exchange, suddenly spoke up. Does this mean you can afford the birthday dinner after all? I looked at her, then at my family. My father avoiding my eyes. My mother dabbing at tears that seemed more about losing free labor than genuine emotion. Emma, pale and shaken, her perfect life narrative disrupted. No, I said calmly. It means I can afford it and choose not to. I won't be attending the birthday dinner. Maya. My mother's voice cracked. You have to come. She's your sister. She's my sister who just laughed at the idea that Gordon Ramsay might call me. She's my sister who never once asked about my career except to compare it unfavorably to hers. She's my sister who assumed I'd pay $2,150 for her birthday party without being asked and called me selfish when I hesitated. Emma's face crumpled. That's not. I didn't mean. Yes, you did. I stood, gathering my purse. You all did. And that's fine. You're allowed to think whatever you want about my choices. But I'm done trying to prove myself to people who already decided I'm not enough. Where are you going? My father demanded. Home. I have a contract to review and sign. But we're not finished talking about this. I paused at the doorway. Actually, we are. I'll text you my new Vegas address when I'm settled. You're welcome to visit if you'd like. But the dynamic where you all treat me like the family disappointment while I subsidize your expenses? That's done. Subsidize my mother sputtered. We've never asked you for money. The house renovations. The family vacation to Hawaii I contributed $2,000 to. Emma's medical school graduation party I paid $1,500 for. The new appliances for this kitchen. Should I keep going? Silence. That's different, my father finally said. That's family helping family. Then consider this me helping myself. I walked out, the sound of Emma's crying following me to my car. 3 weeks later, I was in my new Vegas apartment, a sleek 2-bedroom with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the strip that the restaurant group was covering for my first year. My phone had been buzzing constantly. 47 missed calls from my mother. 23 texts from Emma ranging from angry, you're so selfish, to desperate, please call me back, to manipulative, dad's having chest pains from the stress you're causing. My father had sent one text, we need to discuss your attitude. I'd responded to none of them. Instead, I'd been working. The Vegas restaurant space was magnificent, 12,000 square feet, a kitchen that was basically a chef's fever dream, dining room designed by the firm that did the French Laundry's renovation. We'd already hired 32 staff members. The menu was coming together beautifully, modern American with technical precision and bold flavors. Chef Ramsay had been in town twice. We'd spent 12 hours on menu development, arguing passionately about a duck dish until we found the perfect preparation. He clapped me on the shoulder and said, "This is why I hired you. You don't back down." On Monday, December 4th, the press release went out. Gordon Ramsay announces executive chef for highly anticipated Las Vegas flagship. Michelin-starred restaurateur Gordon Ramsay announced today the appointment of Chef Maya Chen as executive head chef of Gordon Ramsay Las Vegas. Opening March 2024 in the redesigned Palazzo Tower. Chef Chen, 31, brings James Beard recognition and a distinctive modern American culinary perspective to what Ramsay calls the most important North American opening in my career. Maya is a rare talent, Ramsay said in a statement. Technical brilliance, creative vision, and true leadership. She's going to make magic in that kitchen. Chef Chen most recently served as sous chef at Phoenix's acclaimed Ember. The article included a professional photo from my interview, me in chef's whites, confident and composed. Within an hour, my phone exploded. My mother called 6 times in rapid succession. Then Emma. Then Aunt Linda. Then people I hadn't heard from in years, high school acquaintances, distant cousins, my parents' friends. I answered none of them. Instead, I went to the restaurant space and worked on training materials for the incoming sous chefs. That evening, my mother showed up at my apartment building. The doorman called up. "Miss Chen, your mother is here. Tell her I'm not available." "She's quite insistent, ma'am." "I understand. I'm still not available." 10 minutes later, my phone rang. "Emma." I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "Maya." Her voice was thick with tears. "Please. Mom's outside your building crying. People are staring. This is humiliating." "Then she should leave." "Why are you doing this to us?" "I'm not doing anything to you. I'm living my life." "You didn't tell us about the press release. We found out from Mom's bridge club. Do you know how embarrassing that was?" "Why would I tell you? You made it very clear what you think of my kitchen dreams." Silence on the other end. "Then, I didn't mean that. I was just joking." "No, you weren't. You've been just joking for 7 years. So has Dad. So has Mom. Every family dinner, every holiday, every conversation, just jokes about how I'm not as successful as you, how I need to get a real career, how I'm playing around instead of building a future. We were trying to help. You were trying to feel superior. And it worked. You got to be the golden child, the successful doctor, while I was the disappointment. But now the narrative's changed, and you can't handle it." "That's not fair," she whispered. "What's not fair is that I'm making nearly twice what you make, and you're upset about it because it disrupts your sense of being better than me." "I never said I was better than you. You didn't have to say it. You all showed it. Every single day." I took a breath. "Emma, I need to go. Tell Mom to leave my building or I'll ask security to remove her." "Maya, please." I hung up. 20 minutes later, the doorman called again. "Your mother has departed, Miss Chen." "Thank you, Richard. It's been 4 months now. The restaurant opens in 2 weeks. My family has tried everything. Guilt trips, you're destroying this family. Anger, who do you think you are? Bargaining, what if we apologize? What if we come to the opening? Threats, don't expect us to help you when this all falls apart. I've maintained the same boundary, I'll respond when they can acknowledge what they did and genuinely apologize. Not I'm sorry you were hurt or I'm sorry you took it that way, a real apology. So far, nothing. Emma did send one text last week. I looked up what executive chefs make at Ramsay restaurants. I had no idea. I'm sorry I diminished your career. It's not enough yet, but it's something. Meanwhile, my life has transformed. The Vegas food media has been incredibly welcoming. I've done 3 interviews. Food and Wine is doing a feature on the new generation of female executive chefs. Chef Ramsay introduced me to his colleagues, Thomas Keller, Daniel Boulud, Dominique Crenn. I'm in a group chat with some of the most respected chefs in America. Last week, I signed a deal for a cookbook. 6 figures, major publisher. The Maya my family knew, the one who absorbed their criticism, who paid for their expenses, who tried desperately to prove her worth, is gone. I'm building something they can't diminish. And I'm doing it without their approval, their support, or their presence. The opening is March 12th. Critics from New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco have already requested reservations. Gordon Ramsay will be in the kitchen with me for the first service. And somewhere in Phoenix, my family is realizing what they lost when they decided my dreams were worth mocking. Have you ever had family dismiss your career or dreams, only to be shocked when you succeeded? How did you handle it? Share your story in the comments below.